All right, guys. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. Day 22, I think. Day 22. 100 lives. 100 days. So we're doing this one a little earlier because it's getting dark as hell in Rhode Island these days. And I want to grab... Surprise, surprise. No one's letting me go. Brisket's gonna go get his nails clipped because I don't do that. I just don't. I'd rather let a professional do it. Hey, Carrie, how are you? Brisket has white, almost see-through, and black nails. And I will not cut the nails like the black ones because I can't see where what's it called, the dermal, whatever the heck it's called. And I would literally, I'd be apologizing every 10 seconds of my life if I ever made him bleed. I wouldn't be able to forgive myself. So we take him to the place that he gets like his monthly scrub-a-dub and nails. And we take him to get his nails done every other week because Brisket, for some reason, decided to be... Hold on, navigation. There we go. Brisket decided to be and I think it was our fault because he was doing good until we left for the trip in... I think in March. When we went down to down to Tennessee and North Carolina in March, that road trip. He was doing so well with his nails, and then as soon as we came back, our groomer Tara, she's like, can we talk? I was like, oh my God, yeah. I was like, of course we can talk. What's up? Communication is everything. And she's like, well, Brisket is getting a little extra when we did his nails. And she's the only one that's like has clipped his nails. So I was like, oh, great. Because he was on a great routine. I hate people that don't use their blinker. He put on his blinker when he got to the light instead of back there where you were supposed to, because I would have just made the right. Anyways, I digress. So since March, and except for this last trip that we went to Austin and Tampa Bay, Brisket goes every 2 weeks so that he can have a little exposure therapy when it comes to his nails, and he can get a little bit more used to it. So that's why we go every 2 weeks. I even told my vet that. She's like, every 2 weeks? What do you mean? I said, yeah. I was like, here's a sitch. And then she was like, oh my God, you're such a good dog dad. And I was like, coming from a vet, I was like, oh my God, thank you so much. I just love my little fur baby so much. So that's what we're gonna go do. And then I think we have enough time. As soon as we drop them off, we typically only have about 15-20 minutes before he's done, and I think that's enough time to go down the street. Well, it's like 5 minutes down the street, and we'll go pick up a hot dog from one of the only places you can get a hot dog in Rhode Island. Isn't that weird to say? So we're gonna go to this place called Spike's. It's in Warwick. It used to have like 6 to 7 locations around everywhere. And then during the housing crisis, unfortunately, like in 2008, 2009, 2010, 11, 12, they started closing down spots because I guess getting a hot dog became a luxury for some folks. And nobody had money. Like, nobody has money now. Did you guys see the thing about Chipotle? Chipotle just said that they're going to have to raise prices across the board. And in California, they're going to... I need a blinker, people. I need a blinker. I wish that they would create something in the car to let the other car know what you're about to do. Oh, they do. It's called a blinker. I'm moving to the mountains, guys. Moving away. Moving away. Take me out of civilization. You know, in the future, there's going to be cameras, and they're going to start taxing us for that. Anyways, all right, let me put it on cruise control in a second. We got about a 15-minute drive or so, I believe. All right, there we go. Perfect. All right, fam, how you doing? Waylon. Hello, Don. Hit that like button. Thank you. That's because California's minimum wage is going up. I think, see, it's always easy to blame the minimum wage. The more people have, the more they spend. So, you know, it's not the minimum wage. They like to attribute it to that so that they don't have to pay people more. You know, I once read a study, I forgot from which university it was, and it said that if the again, this is back before all this crap that they're overcharging just to make more money. It's crazy how all the prices go up and then there's record profits. It's like, wait, so prices didn't have to go up and you guys would have had regular good profits? But anyways, I digress. The people that hurt are the little people like you and I. So anyways, I digress. Read a report that I think back in the day, man, when it like, I don't know, minimum wage was like $8 or something. They said that if minimum wage went from like $8 to, I forgot what it was. What was it, the fight for 15 or something like that? 8 to 15, or was it 10 to 15? It was something like that. That all they had to do in order to achieve that was raise the price of goods like, I think 19 cents or something like that. 19 cents. So it's definitely not, don't believe, you know, do your own research. It's not, you know, trust me. Look at the United Auto Workers, man. I mean, they had been not working with anything for a long time. They even made concessions back in the day voluntarily. And these folks are about to get a 25% raise. And the companies are still going to be extremely profitable. It's always a balancing act on how much they want to raise for their shareholders, which I struggle with that whole concept. You know, I struggle with that whole concept. Because a company should worry about its employees first and customers. Those should be the first two things that they worry about. Oh, maybe I'm a dreamer. Or maybe I've seen it when I was a kid. You know, did you guys see that thing that I posted recently? That family that ate for like $10 at McDonald's and they were ordering mad stuff. It's crazy. Anyways, I do love big honkin' Chipotle burritos though. Yeah, they don't make them that big anymore though. They raise the prices and they give us less, so they double dip. Has Brisket played with his new engagement toys yet? Yes. So not both of them, just one of them. I'm trying to introduce it slowly. So right now he's playing with the circular one that has the things, but you have to pull the tabs. We haven't gotten down to the tabs. We haven't worked on the tabs yet, but he has he moves around the thing with his nose and his paw, the circular thing, to get to the food. So he's mastered that. Now I have to sit down with him and like spend some intentional time and work on the, hey buddy, you have to pull this and then move it as well. So we'll see. Why is there so much? Is this what time school gets out? I don't know why there's so much dang traffic right now. Nowhere is a living wage, Don. That is true. In California, it's still not a living wage here. Yeah, it's not anywhere. You know, the one thing I always, especially in my old age, that you realize is everything's by design. Unfortunately. You guys think it's an accident that we're getting paid, our cost of living adjustments don't move, raises don't move, yet companies, you know, make record profits. And then when you go in for that, and when you go in and ask for a raise, they're like, well, you know, we gotta do the bibbidi boops, you know, it's not a boppity bop year, you know. Yes, we had record profits, but you know, let's see what happens next year. It's like, what? Wait, huh? So it's bizarre. One of the last companies I worked for, we were only allowed, this is the max, 5%. 5% raise. 3 of those went to cost of living adjustment, inflation. So you're telling me if I had a decent year, I'd get 3%, or maybe 1. But I basically had to do the job of 3 people in order to get that extra percent, which is wild. Star Trek had the right idea. Oh, what happened to Star Trek? I'm interested. Educate me. It's 16 hourly in California now. Yeah. And people don't realize this, right? I'm telling you, everything's systematic, guys. It's not by accident. You know, especially in places like California. Well, it's so expensive in California. Yeah, you know why it's expensive in California? Because there are a certain group of people that are just whacking everybody to death. You can't rent anywhere in California without needing 2 jobs. And that's because some huge investment hedge fund group came in, bought up all the listings, and they're charging through the roof. And instead of lowering rents, because then they'd have to lower the rents across the board, they're like, no, we don't mind leaving a couple units vacant. We'll just write it off as a loss. And that's another problem too. All the damn write-offs they do that don't benefit society. Wow, there is like a lot of traffic right now. And then it goes down, a lot of it boils down to trucking too, guys. Not the truckers themselves. They're trying. You have a lot of these brokers that will get paid like 50 grand from a company to move some freight, right? And that's actually pretty cheap. And then what they'll do is that they'll go around. It used to be, because, you know, I struck up some conversations when I was on the road with some truckers. And some of them were saying that wages just, you know, the money you get per mile just keeps going down and down and down and down and down. Back in the day, trucking was a very lucrative job. It used to be a very good job. It used to be paid very well. And then, you know, these brokers and these companies just started paying less and keeping more of the money for themselves, instead of giving it to the people that are actually doing the work. It's a wild situation, fam. It's wild. Our homelessness is off the charts. Yeah, it's off the charts everywhere. But I can only, the reason you see it more prevalent in California too is because you guys have it. One, you have mild temperature, and you also have a way bigger population. I mean, what's the population of California? Like 22 million? To give you an example, Rhode Island's population is just a little bit over 1 million. So, yeah, it's crazy. I know, it's a wild talk we're having right now. I'll make my own bowl at home. Forget Chipotle. Forget Chipotle. You know how much I went... Chipotle just brought back the carne asada, which is my favorite protein. It's my favorite meat. And I was like, oh, cool. All right, let's go get it. I was gonna do a video for you guys. Let me get the bowl. And I know it. I know that prices are through the roof everywhere. I get it. But there are some things, man, that you just have to put your foot down. I mean, they were charging $14, 13 and change, almost $14 for a bowl. I said, nah, homie, not today. Maybe if I find some extra change in between the couch, we'll go do that. I'd rather go to a local place that's gonna just charge me $11 for the same bowl. And they have 0.00001% of your marketing budget. Wow, this cop is right on me. You gotta buy me a drink, buddy. You're gonna be that close. Let me go over it for you. Got Speed Racer over here. Officer Speedy. So yeah, guys, it's just wild everywhere. Agreed. Oh my God, 39 million? Wow, I was way off. You have 40 Rhode Islands in the state of California. And you know what's even wilder too is that Rhode Island is probably the size of like Orange County. So you could probably fit 40 Rhode Islands just in Southern California. Not including the valley, all the national parks in the middle, and then Northern Cali. That's wild to think about. I just don't eat out anymore. I make everything at home. I can't do these prices. I know. You know what? I'm actually having fun making stuff at home with you guys. I don't mind making stuff at home. He knows where he's going. Thank you, Don. Let me scroll back here a little bit more. You have to take the dogs often. I know. Brew Crew, what's up? Jojo, Shanice. Doggy CBD sounds cheaper. Oh, damn. So we're gonna take dog CBD. Oh, Brew Crew. What'd you say, buddy? Moderators took you down. Hey guys, how are you? Shanice, dogs love routine. We got bad at not doing Micah's nails, and she has a hard time now, but she's getting better. Yeah. Hodgepodge, Tony, what's poppin'? How is everybody? All right, I think I went back. Getting perfect. Okay. Thank you guys for the thumbs up on the video. Yeah, and that's what happened to Brisket. So I'm trying to get him back to being okay. She gives me a report card. She goes, he was a little better this time. But with Brisket, the best with him, they put him in the hammock. where he's just hanging like this. She said that he responds better to the hammock. So I was like, all right, hammock boy it is. Here we go. So he, yeah, I remember the first time I brought him over there. And then the second time, she's like, you want to come in and hold him? Maybe that'll be a little better. I said, sure, let me go in. And she's like, oh, he's doing a lot better with you here, but he's still struggling a little bit. I said, I know, I can see it now, dang. And I tried to get one of those, you guys know those little motor things with the sandpaper, so that I can just, in between cuts, I can just trim his nails. And he freak out. And that was with me taking like a week or two to like turn it on in the kitchen, turn it on over here, and then I progressively got closer to him and I would just turn it on, but he would still just be like, nope, want nothing to do with that alien device. Let me get out of here. All right, let's see here. Whoa. Actually, we're gonna get there a little early, bud. He's like, I don't want to hear about it. Right, fair enough. Petty paws, is that the thing? Yeah, the little motor thing. Have you seen people putting sandpaper onto a wooden board? Yes! Yes, I've seen that. But what was it? Is there something like on a board? There was something else, wasn't there, Shanice? It wasn't just a board with sandpaper. Was there like a toy on it and they wanted to move it? It's like those videos I watch, man. Sometimes I go down the rabbit hole on TikTok and I'll watch those videos where like the cows, they put that little brush thing and they'll sit there and just like rub their backs and stuff. I was like, that's so wild to look at and think about. But yeah, maybe we'll do that. I wonder, it'll probably be way cheaper to make it, right? I'm sure some companies out there charging like $40 for one. All right. That was a big old circle. All right, yeah, guys, we're here mad early. Maybe I'll stop by and get a soda real quick. That's what we'll do. We'll get a little sody. I've seen people use toys. Most ask for a paw so the dog touches the board and they give them a treat. Oh. Interesting. So use it as... So Brisket would be like, I want... Yeah, but then he would go all the way down. His nail would go all the way down to the nub. To like his fur. He'd go all the way down because that's how much he loves treats. He'd be like, I'm bleeding here, Dad. Give me the treats. See? I rescued my cat from a hoarder's house. She was so traumatized that she got shot before her. Wait, that what? Oh, shot like a calm down shot. Oh, that's wild. I wonder if this place has... There's some gas stations that I trust getting a drink in. There's some that I don't. And I feel like we're going to go to a different one. We're going to go to a different store. There's a different gas station. Did you guys know that a Dunkin' inside of a gas station will not sell you a soda? Because the gas station sells sodas and it's in their contract. The more you know. But that's wild, man. And you know what's crazy is that they take that, like, that trauma stays with them for a long time. I mean, Lindsay just rescued another cat, and her name is Coco Bean. I think you guys have seen her if you watched a couple of the vlogs. And she, man, talk about skittish city. Skittish city. And then now she's still not, doesn't let you get super close, but she definitely, like, she at least comes in the same room. They actually, her and Brisket touched noses the other day. I was like, whoa, that is a big step. Big step. Actually, I did see that at a Dunkin' in Missouri. Yeah, see? She hoards foods like a chipmunk. That's so funny. That bagel looked good yesterday. Wickford is darn right, TeTe? That is a cute-ass little town, man. That is a cute little town. Hey, TeTe, where are you handsome guys going to the... Brisket is going to go get his nails clipped, and then I'm going to go try to get a quick hot dog while that's happening at Spike's. You remember Spike's? They used to have a bunch of locations around town, but they don't have them anymore. Jojo, I freaking crack up every time I walk into the groomer to pick up my dog, and there's a dog hanging in the hammock. I know. They look so like, they're just like, do what you want. They've just given up. They're just, yeah, just do what you want. Let's get this over with. This is humiliating. I'm over it. I've heard a lot of dogs prefer the hammock. They probably do. What's the temp in Rhode Island? Right now it is 55 degrees. Homemade always tastes better. Agreed. That bagel made me jealous, right? It was so good. All right, guys. You guys are going to watch Brisket for a second. I'm going to go run and grab a soda. I'll be right back. Also, we picked up some stuff. I can't remember what we ordered. I'll be right back. All right. I could see Brisket from inside staring at this lady over here. trying to take you? I feel like I would turn into Liam Neeson? Liam Neeson. If anybody ever took Brisket. Be like, I have garnered a certain set of skills that I have learned throughout my lifetime. I will find you. You guys know the rest of the quote. All right, I'm just gonna go this way then. All right, buddy. You know what time it is. It's nail clipping time. You know, it's so funny too. I just looked at my phone for a second. I'm getting text messages. So what is your guys' thoughts on, oops. What are your guys' thoughts? Am I the only one who watches the dog? Like what? Oh, guys, I watch them when I'm inside too. I would drop everything. Is Brisket going to talk? Maybe he'll do his prairie dog stance. Oh, was he doing it? He was probably doing the shaking because there was a lady near the car. What's your guys' opinion on if someone says, hey, if you're in a group chat, someone says, hey, let's meet up tomorrow. And then you say, yeah, I'm free after 4:30. And then it's radio silent the rest of the night, the whole day, until right now. My phone is blowing up. And it's like, you waited all day to confirm? Like, you need, like, I'm making plans if you're not confirming with me. All right. What do we got? We got 5 minutes to kill here. Okay. You guys have my undivided attention here. I know, buddy. I know. It's always feel so bad. I have a friend that does that, and if I have things going on, I'm not going to wait around. So, exactly. All right. Talking about O's over there. No, it was a group chat of 4 people. One of them is always radio silent, so that's fine. One said, looking good after 4. I said, I'm good after 4:30. But I wrote that last night. And I think again this morning. Hey guys, just letting you know, after 4:30. The whole day goes by. You're going to text me an hour before to be like, hey, is everyone good to go today or what? And it's like, oh, wait, you were waiting on... like society is just so interesting. I'm surprised we keep enough of this together and going. You know? I'm surprised we keep enough of this society going in order for us to function. And we're barely functioning as a society right now. Just want to point that out. We're barely functioning. By the way, it was cheaper to get 2. These are almost $3, guys. This is why we barely get these. This is why we barely buy these. And it was cheaper to get 2 for $4 instead of 1 for $2.89. There's zero justification for that. It's sugar water. We usually have enough reward points on our Dunkin' app where we just get a Diet Coke just from the Dunkin' app. What was I gonna do? Oh, this. All right. I don't know. We're just waiting for the groomer to open up. Maybe this is the mom picking up her fur baby. Oh, my greens came in. Perfect timing. It expires. Oh, a year and a half. We're good. All right, so we got our greens. This is the brand that we use. If anybody is interested. So you get your vitamins C and K. You get your 2 servings of veggies and fruits, and you get your 7 nutritious greens. Hold on, I want to make eye contact here with the groomer so she knows I'm out here. She's probably in the back finishing up. And then this one, I don't know what this is. Oh, I couldn't find this. I forgot what store I used to buy this at. But this is Brisket's toothpaste. I'm not even going to try to say that. Denta Fries Enzymatique. Now, the reason Brisket likes this one, I'm going to show you guys right now. And I've tried different ones. What is she doing out there, right? Just standing. This is why Brisket likes this one. Right here. Poultry flavored. That's why Brisket Bear likes that one. So we had to re-up. I couldn't find it in any of the stores. I went to every single freaking store and they didn't have it. So now we're going to have to overpay a little bit on Amazon because someone probably went to all the stores, bought them all up to resell them on Amazon. That reseller thing, man, is nuts. Just want to make sure it's new. Yeah. Okay. Well, check this out. He loves it. He loves this stuff. It lets me brush his teeth. I get in there too. I wish dogs would let you, but they don't really need it from what I read online. They don't need to be flossed. Oh, that's a fluffy guy. That's a fluffy big doggy. Saying, right, it was weird. Hey, I was off also. Virus going around. I just don't know what. I don't know what was up. Yeah, I don't know what. I mean, we feel a lot better today. Like, a lot better. We'll start. I think I might have ate something bad, to be honest with you guys, because I think I ate something bad, and then. All right, we're coming in. All right, guys, give me 1 second. Let me just drop off this. Oh. All right, buddy. You ready? You ready, shaking the shakies? Oh. All right. She's so good. One of the best groomers I've ever met. She's like extra certified for like behavioral stuff that some groomers aren't. She was actually I went to a dog event, and oops, hopefully I didn't break that. I went to a dog I went to a dog event and she was there clipping nails. And this is when Brisket was like a tiny pup, like half the size. And I know he's already like tiny, but this is when like he was half the weight. I would say probably Brisket's like 12, 13 pounds now. But I think at the time he was like 7 or 8. And, you know, I was talking to her about all this, that, and then the trainer lady came over and she's like, just let you know, she has, and I did the research on it, and it's extra certification that most groomers don't get because, you know, you only need this much. I don't want to say just this much, but a lot of groomers just get the minimum certification that they need. She went above and beyond and got extra ones so that she can handle the pups. She's great. She's always treated Brisket with TLC. He's in good hands. So we have about 15, 20 minutes, she said. And she literally said, she goes, all right, we're about to go jump in the hammock. And I was like, can you send me a photo of that? I think that's so cute. And obviously I'll share it with you guys too, to see how cute he looks. Or if he looks worried, I won't post it. But I wonder if he's just sitting there going, like, all right, let's get this over with so I can go back home. Lupe, how you feeling? Feeling better. Feeling a lot better than the last 2 or 3 days. Oof. Talk about energy drain. Nothing's worse than just being your energy just feel like it's melting out of you. And there's nothing you can do. You can't really drink, because I did drink a Red Bull because I had to go to a quick event and I had to be, you know, bubbly Lupe for it. And which is the real me. Sometimes I need a little extra help in order to get to that level of regular Lupe. And I mean, it barely did anything. I was like, I just drank a Red Bull. I should be like doing jumping jacks and backflips right now. Nothing. But it did give me a little pep in my step for, I'd say, about, usually energy drinks give me about 2 or 3 hours of energy. This go around gave me about an hour. So that lets you know how much I was just drained out. I'm still burping these weird burps. I don't know what's going on. Oh no, they tore down that building. Nothing's sadder when they tear down buildings. A lot of businesses are closing. I don't like that. Crazy. Oh my God, you're getting a pic of him in the hammock? Hopefully, yes. She said she'll send me one. But, you know, I don't want to embarrass Brisket. If he looks like all jacked up, I won't post it. But if he looks like semi-normal or like he's looking like, all right, let's get this over with, then I'll post it. I love how Lupe loves Brisket. Oh, that's my Brisket bear. Gotta take care of him. I had something last week on a Tuesday from 9 to 9. Then it was gone. Weird. Whoa, what does that mean? Oh, I had something. Oh, you mean you had like a funkiness. A 12-hour funkiness, huh? Never heard of that. Never heard of that. Excuse me, guys. Those are weird burps. I just want to point that out. Flossing a dog, good luck. I know. So there's 2 things that we do with Brisket. We brush his teeth with that poultry stuff. And the reason why I'm going a little kind of overboard with brushing Brisket's teeth is because when I had Lola, you know, I only had Lola for the second half of her life. Maybe the second 60% of her life. And, you know, me and her got super close. She was technically my ex's dog, but, I mean, she just loved me. It's just true. And I noticed that, you know, towards the, you know, her later years, her teeth were just getting pulled and, you know, and anytime they do a cleaning for a dog for their teeth, they have to put them under. I don't know if you guys know that. they can't clean their teeth when they're awake. So the only remedy that they have these days is to put them to sleep. Not to sleep. What's another word for that? Like, put them into dreamland, and then they do the thing. But Lola had she had like a kidney condition, which she couldn't take those types of shots that often. So we constantly had to go in and get her levels checked. And then finally, when her levels were okay, we would do it. But sometimes her levels, it would take a long time for her levels to get normal. So that just means that issue gets exacerbated as the more time stretches out. The teeth, you might have to pull out an extra tooth now. So I'm like super anal when it comes to Brisket's teeth, because I don't want him to have those issues later in life. And then that way he doesn't have to be put under that much for them to do cleanings. So that's why we brush his teeth. And I have these like, it comes like in a cylinder, and it's like these little pads. And I basically just put it around my finger, and I go in there, I go underneath. He doesn't like the underneath, obviously. But this, and then he's good to go. Or like if a tooth's like this, I grab the pad and I try to like clean it from under bottom. I just do this. And I know he hates it, but, kids don't understand it's in their best interest to do something like that. All right, guys, we're here at Spike's. I think this is the only and last Spike's standing. There used to be a bunch of these, and then just over the years, they've just gone out of business and things like that. So here it is, Spike's Junkyard Dogs. This was going to be one of the businesses. I don't know if I told you guys my plan, that if I ever won like the huge lottery, what I would do with the money. I was going to put together an enterprise fund for local restaurants, and I was going to invest in them. Sometimes a lot of them, they can't expand because, they don't have the down payment or something to get a property, or, they don't have the money to expand their line to hire more people because one of the ovens is broke. So you go in, a lot of these businesses just need a little B12 shot, and you'll be surprised. Sometimes it's as little as $10,000 to $25,000 of a little just B12 shot, and then they would be good to go. They'd be humming along. Like this looks like it's just one person here. Dang. All right, let's go order a hot dog. Hashtag local love, baby. Do I have my wallet? I do. Okay, let's go. Let's go with a junkyard dog, just a dog.
That's it?
Yeah. That's a good one.
$6.47. Yo, what's up? Copy their receipt.
No receipt, it's fine.
2 minutes.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it. This for you guys, right?
Yeah.
All right.
Thank you.
No problem.
You don't want a bag or just a box?
No, the box is fine. Yeah, thank you. Wow. So, have a good one. So that's crazy. I feel bad. They finally had another employee go in there. but the hot dogs are now $5.99. I want to give you guys some perspective. The last time I came in here to order a hot dog, it was $3.39, $3.29. And then I remember when I first moved to Rhode Island and I came here, those hot dogs were about $2 and change. Yeah, $2 and change. So that just lets you know how crazy things are getting. And it's across the board too, right? Like if you own a business, people always forget you have to pay for utilities. You got to pay for electricity. And this public utility commission that we have here in Rhode Island, and I'm sure it's called either something similar or the same name in other areas. And they just approved a 24% hike. So I just don't get it. I feel bad for families. I feel bad for folks that have their parents living with them, like their elderly parents. Like I feel bad for households that have to use a lot of electricity. It's nuts. That's why, you know, it's crazy. If you guys, I don't know how many of you guys are on TikTok, but you go on TikTok, there is a bunch of families that have decided to sell everything, buy trailers, like literally like travel trailers that you hook up to the back of a truck, and they all chipped in and they buying a piece of land. And they're all chipping in to buy water cisterns, dig some wells, put up solar. They're going to have a communal garden. You're having all these families, and all these videos start the same. You ever thought about maybe buying a piece of land and having all your family and friends come move with you, start a community? That's what they're doing. That's what they're doing. You know, Adam and I, he's flying out to Denver, I would say probably, I think like in a week or two. And he's going to go check. I told him, I was like, all right, I'm ready to pull the trigger. Let's go. And then, but I was like, one of us should still go out there and look at the land. Like one of us needs to go out there and we can't just get this land sight unseen, even if it looks good on paper. So that's what he's doing. You know, he's going to go look at the land, and if it looks good, you know how much the property taxes are, guys, on a little over 11 acres in Colorado? $189. Wait, was it $189? Or $289? It was something 89. It was either $189 or $289 for the whole year. So if you own it outright, all you have to do is be like, yo, can we just pay that like the whole year right now, or do we have to break that up quarterly? All right, let's go check on this hot dog. Hold on. Thanks, brother. How's it going? Whoa. All right. Go. I'll show you guys in a second how delicioso this is. But yeah, you're seeing so many families just saying, yeah, F it. This is ridiculous. Everyone's working to their bones. Oh, this looks so good. Show you guys. I think that's a legit hot dog right there. Look at that. That's some good bread too. And they bake their own bread. Look at that. Got the hot peppers, which is gonna kill my throat. We're doing it up. Muy solid. I would pay $5.99 for this all day because I know I'm going to enjoy it. Yeah, it's definitely got some Chicago-ness to it. Can you see the mustard right here? All right, I'll take a couple bites and then we got to go drive. Sanitize my hands real quick. We'll got to go drive, pick up Brisket because I feel like it's been 15 minutes or so. All right. Another one too. They have a bunch of different hot dogs. Oh yeah. All day. But I will say, a place like that, man, used to have a bunch of people in there eating. And the way they do their fries too. Oh, they have curly fries here. And they melt the cheese on top. Oh. It's so good. We're just not. We don't eat as much as we used to since back in the day. I'll tell you what, you know when like, what you call it? BK and KFC came out with those like 2 for $5 wraps. I'd rather pay $5 and change for this all day. Great all beef hot dog. Sean, that's what I was saying. Be careful with them peppers, young man. I know, I can already feel it. Man, have some hot dogs and an air fryer. I need to get an air fryer. You guys keep bigging up these air fryers. Russ, Texas Ranger is my other go-to. Jojo, that's actually a great idea to actually. Oh, the land? Yeah. All right, energy sucks. It's insane. Owning a small business is awful. It's so bad. It's Warwick TeTe. Yep. He's going to look cute with his little short legs. I know. Any idea how to get a remote work from home job? I would just, honestly, go to TikTok, man. Go to TikTok, type in remote jobs, and you'll see a bunch of videos of people giving you, like, websites. The one thing that I like about this younger generation also is that they don't gatekeep as much as my generation has, or the generation before me, or the generation before them. It used to be information that people just, they kept it to themselves. They didn't want other people to succeed. They didn't want all this, that, and the other. This generation's like, yo, go out there, get the bag, try to make some money. We're in a capitalistic hellscape right now. Monster bite. I think it stopped raining. All right. Let's go get him in case he's done a little early. That's just a good damn. I wish it was closer to me. I would buy more hot dogs. If this place was closer to me. They're just not, though. Wait, what do I want to do? I'm gonna go this way. Good luck trying to make a left turn at this time of day. So the best thing to do sometimes, annoyingly, is to make a right and then make a quick tiger left into some street and then make a right out of that street. It sucks that, oh, she just sent me a photo. I can't see it because it's so tiny. But he doesn't look like he's panting, guys. All right, give me 1 second. I'm putting my life on the line here. Whoa. Oh, crap. All right, what if we do this right here? Oh my, yo, this never happens. We're gonna thank the universe on that one. I remember back in the day, sports radio personality Eddie what was the event? That's a cool name, by the way. But what was the event? What did it do? Lupe, if you look to your left to the second floor, there used to be a school for modeling. I went there on Saturdays in high school. On the second floor? Yeah, I can't read the names that are up there anymore. But we're close over by, is it Mousie's? Oh, Mousie's is literally 2 streets or 2 things. Yeah. We're going to have to do another Mousie's video. We did that in our 100 days video. A lot of good spots, guys. I wish I had 10 stomachs, man. God. There's a lot of good food here in Rhode Island. As simple stuff as that. Also, you guys read up about what Keith Lee's going through in Atlanta right now? I guess Atlanta has weird restaurant rules. And it's not imposed rules. It's just the restaurants themselves. They don't update any of their online profiles. They don't take online orders. They're very selective with who can get reservations. Then they tell you can't get reservations. But then they'll seat you if you're somebody famous. And the one thing that I do like about Keith Lee, and I'm always a little jealous of these people that come out of nowhere and just gain a huge following out of nowhere. But I'm always very excited for people that have, because I want people to be excited if that happens to us too, right? He goes, no. He's like, make sure they eat first and then I'll come in and eat. Because now the restaurant wants to have that clout. They want to have that good review. They want to have this and another. So he's putting the whole city of Atlanta on blast. There's been a couple of videos where he's gotten no food and he tells the whole story why. It's fantastic. Yeah, Four Corners. My buddy used to own a little donut shop over here called Four Corners Donuts. All you can eat hot dogs for $5. All you can eat hot dogs for $5. Wow, that was good. Uh-oh. Pull over. I shouldn't have made that turn. Two people behind me almost ran into me trying to make the light. People are weird. $5. We have to bump it up a little bit now. But every restaurant did were they known for hot dogs or they just brought hot dogs? They were just giving out hot dogs. Michelle from PA, hello. Oh, man. Oh. It like hurts and feels good at the same time. It's that crossroad of magic. That's a good cause. Hoxie Four Corners, yep. It was a great cause, and it was something families could do. I remember back in the day, I don't remember that sports radio person, but I also did it. I wasn't born in Rhode Island. There's a couple of, so here's the problem that I'm facing right now, guys, is that there's some events that I can pull off next year if I wanted to. But also, I don't know how bad this winter is going to be. It's on record that it's going to be a very bad winter. Yet, I have all these brands that want to do events with me in like January, February time. But I'm nervous to do events during that time frame because what if there's a snowstorm, right? What if there's a snowstorm? And you know the event gets canceled or something. I would feel bad that you know all the restaurants bought all that food, and it's just nuts. It's nuts. So it's tough to. Excuse me one second. I'm gonna have to go down. I'm gonna have to look online and see which months are the worst for the winter here. Not only is it supposed to be a bad winter, guys, it's supposed to be a long bad winter. Which makes me sad because I really wanted to go to I've always wanted to go, and if I don't go this year, I'll eventually go. But I've always wanted to go to Pennsylvania. I know this sounds weird and silly and nerdy, but I've always wanted to go to Punxsutawney, Pennsylvania, and go see the groundhog because that was one of my favorite movies. It still is one of my favorite movies. But I have seen that movie with Bill Murray. I'm also a huge Bill Murray fan, by the way. One of my friends dated him for a summer. I was like, well, of course he dated you. You're gorgeous. I was like, yo, you didn't know I was a big Murray fan? You should have brought me over. And I just love that movie. And it's just something that I've always wanted to check off my list. And I know it's in February. My birthday's in February, as you guys know. So I have to see if they're doing it. I also have to see if if there's any dog-friendly hotels up there too. But I'll look it up. I remember looking it up a while ago, but I missed it. Oh my God. There is something that died in me. Excuse me. So if anybody's ever been to Punxsutawney, Pennsylvania, to see the groundhog, let me know. Because I think that's so cool. And usually Februaries are a toss-up in Rhode Island. Either most of the snow is gone or we're right in the thick of it. We're in the thick of it. We're in the thick of it. But yeah, those are the silly little things that I want to do in life. Oops. They are doing it, but it'll not be the same as pre-COVID. Hotels booked early. Wait, they are doing it, but it's not the same as Oh, you mean it's not like as big? Is that because the city doesn't want it to be that big, or like just less people are coming to it, or both? And you're right, hotels are probably all booked up by now. Maybe I can do some reverse math. No, see, it's so expensive. Do you guys know how expensive it is to rent an RV? I was like, what? like those Cruise USA, cruisingusa.com. You know, you guys have seen them driving around. They're so like cost prohibitive. I'm like, well, that doesn't. Oh, this is our turn right here. What am I doing? All right. We're in the thick of it. We're in the thick of it. All right, guys, let me go pay for this. Let me go pay for this. And then I'll be right back. Whoa. I'll be right back, all right? If anybody wants to help me research that, that'd be great. I'll leave the car on, it's fine. Give me a couple gift cards. Okay, be right back. Good job, buddy. All right. Sorry, guys. We were trying to figure out a date for his next appointment. I usually schedule him out, but the reason we didn't schedule this one out is because there was a small chance that I would be back in Florida this week for the month, but that didn't work out. Ugh. All right, bud, you ready? You all worked up? So there is a picture of All right. You get 2 minutes. We have to beat this traffic, bud. I don't want to be in 5 o'clock traffic. Okay. So, yeah, there was a small. You look in the window. There was a small chance that I was going to be back in Florida this month, and I was gonna surprise you guys, but it didn't end up working out, which sucks. But everything happens for a reason. The universe knows best, ladies and gentlemen. What are you making next? What are y'all having for dinner? Where are you headed to? Oh, Margaret, we're just headed back now. I was gonna go to Trader Joe's again today, but I don't want to be stuck in 5 o'clock traffic. I'd rather just head out. Hey, Margaret, how are you? We had spikes earlier. Like literally, you just missed us enjoying some spikes. They are doing it now, but not as same as pre. Oh wait, Carrie. Okay, yep, yeah. So Carrie, it's I stayed at the Cobblestone in Puxatawny. It was nice and used to be pet friendly, but it has been 15 years since I. Okay, I'll check it out. The Cobblestone. That's a cute name. All right, let's go, buddy. All right, there you go. I know, but we gotta go. I know it. All right, no one's gonna let us go, so we're gonna cut through a couple parking lots here. We're gonna go old school. Can't find a way, you make your own way. Gotta get in where you fit in. I forgot who. I know that's a good old saying from back in the day, but I forgot who bestowed that knowledge into me. Gotta get in where you fit in. If there's no path, you gotta make your own path. And it's true in this world. You gotta make your own path. You gotta blaze your own trail. But do you guys, I'm curious too, right? There's 30 or so of us in this chat. I know some folks just like to watch without commenting, which is totally fine. I like to lurk too. You guys would be surprised how many other people's lives I watch and I don't jump in. I'm like, I'll just watch. I'll give you a thumbs up. Beep boop. But do you have enough people that you would trust to buy a piece of land and start your own little community where you pull resources to buy water, to buy solar, and to buy one of those the Starlink satellite internet? Because I'm telling you, I know we talked about it earlier, but it's all over TikTok, man. I'm seeing, and this is why it's the best time to start doing it or to start planning it, because more and more people are understandably checking out. And the problem with our system is that it relies for growth in perpetuity, for nonstop, forever growth. And that's just not feasible. It's just not feasible. And to top that off, there was an article that came out about Italy too, right? And it ended up just being not a really, dude, you're really gonna do this? Look at this guy. License plate NK676. I just pretended I was a cop there. That was so dangerous what he just did. Unbelievable. This is why our next chapter in life, we're just going off grid, peeps. Just going off grid. But yeah, I read this article about Italy, right? And it was just it wasn't like a true article, but it highlighted an issue that Italy is having, though, just to get people's attention. Because if you were to write this article with the actual information, it wouldn't have gone the, oh my God, is that true situation? So recently an article came out about Italy saying that for the first month in its history, there were no babies born in the last 30 days. So obviously an article like that gets people's attentions, right? And which would be scary if it was true. So our whole society depends on population growth as opposed to just maintaining what's happening now and maintaining and being flexible in order to go up or down from that. But we're not. We're, then you have things like boomtown, like ghost towns, right? And you have all the, but anyways, long story short, it's like Japan. So do you guys know why Japan, starting in the, I think like the 70s or 80s? No, I think it was the 80s. Was it the 80s? I think in the 80s, Japan started researching, developing, and growing their robotics program. Now, the reason why Japan spends so much money and why they're at the forefront of robotics is because they want there's not going to be enough young people to take care of the old people, essentially is what it is, right? There's just not going to be enough nurses, not enough doctors, not enough this, that, and the other to take care of the growing, aging population in Japan. And I forgot when the Rubicon is on that time frame, right? Wherever that apex is, and they're nervous. There's just not going to be enough people to take care of them, which is scary too if you think about it. So that's why that's why they love robots and why they are one of the leading countries that comes not only in investing and putting resources, but also advancing robotics. So it's nuts. It's nuts. I mean, we've seen those movies, right, guys? We've seen those movies where like no baby has been born in like 2 years. That's a scary thought. That's a scary thought. That means us as a species could be extinct in a couple of generations, or in a few generations. So, something to think about. My family owns a home in Italy. It was a group investment. Yeah. See, people don't do that anymore. And when I say people don't do that anymore, I'm using a broad stroke, meaning less and less people are doing that. But I think we're having a full circle moment right now. And not to set off any alarms. I don't know if you guys ever watched that video. I think it's on YouTube if you guys want to check it out. There's a gentleman out there, excuse me, that has broken down like human history. And human history can be sectioned off into 80-year blocks. And within those 80-year blocks, there's 4 20-year blocks, right? So 20, 40, 60, 80 years. And it's a scary, truthful video because he breaks down history and when all things are good and when all things start getting pooped out, right? So, unfortunately, we are nearing or are at the 80-year mark from WW2. And, I think it was it this year, 2023? Yeah, I think 2023. Mr. Mein Kampf himself was driving through Paris, France this year, right? Was it 1943? 1943, I think, is when Germany invaded and conquered France. I could be wrong, and if I am wrong, I'm going to be very upset with myself because I used to memorize and love all this history. So we are at the 80-year mark for bad times. And 20 years ago were the end of the 90s, the early of the beginning of the millennium, where things were good. Right? There was a lot of wealth that was made during the Clinton years. And some could argue too much money was made during the Clinton years. The 90s era. Right? 92 to 2000, because then Al Gore and no, it wasn't Al Gore, was it? Yeah, it was Al Gore, and then it was John Kerry. So all those were the good times. At the last 20 block, this 20 block was and now we're down here. So this isn't to alarm you guys, but this is to, hopefully you guys are thinking outside of our own mind sometimes, to make sure that you guys are preparing yourself, making sure that just make sure that you're good. I care about you guys. You know, we've been together for a little over 2 years on this channel. I've gotten to know you guys. You guys gotten to know me probably a little too much. And again, don't want to be an alarmist, but history repeats itself all the time. And, you know, if you can save someone, if you can help someone throughout hard times, it just makes for a better world. You know, again, that's why, you can go, sir. That's why I'm still in the pursuit of finding a tiny, because I can't afford anything other than tiny in Rhode Island, tiny piece of lot somewhere, to put up a trailer. And I'm hoping that land in Colorado goes through as well, because there's something that's always been something really magical about Colorado too. I don't know if you guys know much about Colorado. It's also a very unique state. It's a very hybrid state. It's a very libertarian / hippie state. So you'll have like people making their own kombucha, and then being like super like, it kind of reminds me of like Vermont. People in Vermont just want to be left alone and just let them do what they want to do, right? So same thing with Colorado. It's kind of a mix of like that Midwest, you know, very 2A friendly state, but very granola-y, also very like socially liberal, but just on social issues. Everything else super libertarian. And it's a very unique state. And you know, for it being kind of a left-leaning state, I'm surprised that Adam was like, yeah, let's look into it, because, you know, they have low taxes for this, that, and the other. I don't know if you guys know this, but Adam is a staunch libertarian. And the joke is always two libertarians can't stand each other. And it's true. I've seen two libertarians go at it, and they're all trying to outdo each other. I'm more libertarian than you are. Only a non-libertarian would say that. I'm just like, you guys are hilarious, dude. And I'm over here like, hey, let's make sure everyone has health care and everyone has clean water. So, yeah, being prepared. I think Shanice jumped in for a quick second there. Let me scroll back. Yeah, you always have to be prepared. It's true. You always have to be prepared. I told you guys, I'm very open and honest and transparent. You guys know I have a couple months worth of food at the studio. I have extra food, pads, and treats for Brisket that I try to rotate out. You know, I keep, I don't know, I think I have like 20 gallons of water. You just never know. I also don't like drinking this particular city's water. Too many advisories come out. So did the last city I used to live in. We used to get emails and mailers from City Hall talking about the water, saying, so-and-so saying that it's dangerous, but according to the National, it's just safe to drink. I'm like, I'm going to believe the organization because they don't have anything to win out of this. And I feel like the city would lose money if less people used water. So, beepity boop. So, it's tough. We drink, and to cut down on plastic, we get those big, those big 5-6 gallon thingies. So we have a few of those just sitting ready to rock and roll. But I do want to buy this. It's like I forget what the name of it. It starts with a B. It's not Berkeley. Is it Berkeley? There's this huge, metal cylinder thing that I see a lot of the RVers and van life people buy because it has a really good, built-in filtration system that I think uses charcoal and other filtering agents. One second. Oh, that just doesn't feel right. These are weird burps too, guys. I think I definitely ate something bad a few days ago. I forget what it's called, but it's a really cool thing. And you just dump the water on top and then you go down. Adam told me to buy a couple Life straws. So I have a couple of those. But I also have a lot of my camping gear that I can filter water with. I have a bunch of different filtration systems. I also have the pills. The pills are push comes to shove. Your filters ran out. You can't filter any more water. You just put this pill in there and the water's gonna taste like crap, but at least you're not gonna get sick. So there's different things that you can do. Human kindness costs nothing and makes me smile. Is it Birkin? Maybe it is. I don't know why I think Birkin is in the Birkin bag. But if it's a long silver cylinder, then that's the one that's on our wish list. That's the one we want to get eventually. We just want to have redundancies also. This is why I love being on well water. Yeah, you have your own well. But I hope you guys are still filtering that well water too, because you don't know how that water table, you just don't know how, who else is tapping into it nearby. You know what I mean? You still got to be careful with it. Empathy is missing in the world. Yep, I have my opinion about. Yeah, it's crazy. It's true. It's true. Is it that It is that cylinder, exactly. Then there you go. Yep, Birkin. Then that's the name of it. It's really cool. There's still a lot of books we need to buy too. I need to just start buying them slowly. It has to do with off-grid living, emergency medical stuff, how to forage, a lot of stuff that I want to learn for myself anyways. So it's going to be exciting, guys. I hope that this land deal happens in Colorado. I hope that Adam has he's already got his flight booked, car rented, and hotels booked already, ready to rock and roll. So he's going to be going out, I think, the end of the first week or the second week of November. And then Adam's actually flying out. He's going to be staying with us in Rhode Island for a little bit. So he'll be in town too. So yeah, I hope it comes together, man, because I'm really excited to, and I'm okay with going nice, low, and slow. I know Adam gets really excited, and I hope he watches this live. He's going to be there, and I'm going to be out here working in Rhode Island, and by the next time I go back out there, he's probably going to have a little city already built. He's like, don't worry about it. We got about 5,000 gallons of water. We bought one of those huge-ass things of propanes. So we got propane for the next decade, and I just know how the way he is. And I would be like, all right, well, I bought a used trailer on Facebook Marketplace in Denver or in Santa Fe for $5,000. So I need to fix that up. And that's the crazy part too, guys, is that this land it's right in the middle. It's still over the border in Colorado, but it's right in the middle between Denver and Albuquerque, but Santa Fe, New Mexico is the closest big city. So Santa Fe seems to be the city that we might run for supplies and stuff. You know, it's a city that will have the Walmarts, the Targets, all that stuff. But, you know, again, I'm a low and slow guy, so, you know, I don't care if it takes me 5+ years to have that completed. I think that's going to be and hopefully you guys are along for the journey too. You know, be like, one day he was eating hot dogs and then like fancy hot dogs, and then the next day he's making a fire and growing tomatoes. It's good. It's good. I've always wanted to live. I kind of live a fringe lifestyle now, if you think about it. So, you know, I've always been kind of a different lifestyle kind of guy. Just trying to survive in this modern world. But this modern world is crazy. Maybe I'll become a singer-songwriter. We lose 10,000 subscribers in one night. I'm all in for this. Oh, awesome, Angel. Thank you. Yeah, I think it's going to be fun, guys. I think it's going to be fun. 11 acres, Colorado. And the cool thing about it, too, is that it's a piece of land that is, you can find it easy. It's not, like, tucked away. It's off of a state highway. And it does have all the connections for... No, actually, it doesn't. Does it? No, it doesn't have connections for utilities. Actually, no, I think you could bring in power if you wanted to, which I wouldn't. Unless we sell power back to the grid to make a little bit of money. I don't know. I don't know what the answer is. I want to be completely off grid. Don't connect us to anything. Adam is a funny guy. I think he tends to be a dreamer, and that is great. I'm a dreamer. The reality of life is a bit different. Yeah, no, he's... the thing that I do admire about Adam is that, yes, he is a dreamer. But he's also a doer. I mean, he's done things that only I had wished I'd done. Right? And the way that his mind works, it's very logical. It's very analytical, rather. So, you know, he goes, all right, so that's that, need that. So then, okay, so then I have to make extra money, so I got to take on extra work, da-da-da. So he crunches the numbers real well. He's a great number cruncher. Whereas me, the way that I crunch numbers is live like a college kid, save up money, you know, put a little money away for rainy days, do a little bit of this, a little bit of beepity boops and boppity bops here and there, but keep your living expenses so low just in case anything happens, and then you'll be able to, you know, siphon off a little bit of a couple of dollars here for this project, things like that. So I by no means am living the life, but it's also, I kind of like living a very simple lifestyle. You know, and the fact that, you know, I could live even simpler and be able to feed my soul. I'm telling you, I don't know how many of you have actually had the distinct honor of growing anything and eating it yourself. It's a fascinating thing. And you know, the easiest thing to grow are peppers and cherry tomatoes. And I'm telling you, man, I used to eat those damn tomatoes at my last place like candy. It just tastes different. It tastes sweeter. The anticipation also of like, ooh, it's green, but it's turning. Oh, I'm gonna F those up in about 3 days once they're ready to be shoved down my gullet. You know, and then you progress into squash. If you want to grow squash, you know, we used to get the squash flowers, the zucchini squash flowers, and we used to do what the Italians do: bread it up, fry those bad boys, throw a little cheese in them. You have to be careful with squash and cucumbers, because they can get too big and they can turn colors and then they turn bitter. So you have to harvest in a timely fashion. And then I didn't have a lot of luck with strawberries. Strawberries take a lot of time, man. I understand why they're so expensive. They take a lot of time and a lot of water. And then once we were, you okay, bud? You need some fresh air? We were, I was just about to experiment with, in the wintertime, which a lot of people don't know, is that in the wintertime, once you've grown all your things, you pull out all the stuff, you can then plant garlic over the winter. And garlic is actually going to grow in cold weather. It loves it. It loves it. It's going to grow on the ground. You don't have to do anything. You don't even have to water it. It's going to get the snow water. It's going to get the rainwater. It doesn't need that much water. And then in the springtime, you take out all the garlic. You take out all the garlic, baby. Then you have to dry them out. But now you grew something over the winter where you weren't going to grow anything anyways. And then you can just rinse and repeat every year. And a lot of people don't know how to. You have to continually rotate your crops, though. You can't grow tomatoes in the same patch of thing. You have to rotate them. I follow this one guy who used to. He's like totally against the way that we were taught of growing food in rows and stuff. He's like, that's not the best way of doing it. The reason that we've been taught to grow things in rows and to set our backyards up a certain way is because it was to sell us certain gardening tools and certain things. And he went into like this rabbit hole, and I was like, what the hell is this guy talking about? But it made sense. And I was like, okay. And then he threw the science at it, and I said, okay, this guy knows what the heck he's talking about. Because I don't know. And trial and error, baby. And then you guys already know. You guys already know. We got to get some quails. If we end up getting quails, you guys are going to have to stop by I've always wanted to build. Don't make fun of me here, guys. Might have to build a greenhouse. If you can grow your own food, I'm all for that. I had a garden for years. Yes, absolutely. We love growing our own food. I have 8 bags of diced tomatoes in the freezer from this summer. So excited to use them. That's awesome. So one thing I've always wanted to do, and I don't know how the community is in that area of Colorado. That's why I want him to kind of go to go to the surrounding small towns and kind of see what the heck is going on over there. But I've always wanted to do those those little stands where you go off the honor system. And I know, let's not talk about the honor system. But I've always wanted to build one of those little thingies where you put a little lockbox for the cash, where you can put the quail eggs, you can put some of your produce. You guys know me, I want to learn how to bake bread so effing bad. The day that I can master making a beautiful round Dutch oven sourdough bread is the day that I could die that day and be absolutely happy going into heaven. Be like, hey God, como se llamas? I brought you a little loaf. Selling loaves of bread, some of your stuff, some of your eggs. I can see it. Brisket and I will go check on by then I'm sure we'll have like 3 dogs. Me, Brisket, and his 2 siblings. We'll go check on the quails, make sure they're okay. I'm debating on, I told Adam we'd have to get like at least 1 or 2 outdoor cats. You know, we still have to build them like a little hutch so that, you know, they can go get warmed up and stuff. And I told him, I was like, dude, trust me, man, cats are going to keep like the rodents away. They're going to keep all that stuff away. The quails and chickens, they'll keep all the spiders, ticks, everything that's like just creeping and crawling on the floor. They'll take care of all that. It's fascinating when you look at it and you know, it breaks it all down for you. And you're like, this one thing helps out this one thing. This other thing helps out this other thing. And before I log out, I want to tell you about this. I don't know if you guys have heard me talk about this guy before. And I actually reached out to him. I don't know if he's still alive or not, because he was elderly like 4 years ago when I sent him an email. But there's a gentleman in one of the Dakotas, wherever it gets like really cold in the winter. This gentleman figured out, we can also, sorry, I'm segueing here. There's also federal programs that will actually pay for the greenhouse, for us to build a greenhouse. So we're going to be looking into all those federal programs too, as long as like we actually grow stuff in it, which we will. But this gentleman, he retired from the postal service, right? He retired from the post office, and he was looking for a way to lower his heating bill. So what he did, he started playing around with like passive geothermal, right? Also, you guys should research passive aquaponics too. That's fascinating as well, but that's another discussion for another day. He built this little greenhouse where it's just passive. It's these huge black tubing that goes all along the bottom. I guess 8 feet underneath the ground. It's a constant 55 degrees. So that means it's 55 degrees during the winter, and it's 55 degrees during the summer. So in the summer, you're going to get a cooling effect. In the winter, you're going to get a heating effect, especially if you live somewhere where the temps might go down into the freezing levels, right? And I'll have to do my research on how the temps do in Colorado. But basically, it's this tubing that goes underneath. The greenhouse is on top, obviously. And then the tubing goes up and it hits both corners of the greenhouse. And what happens is, you know, there's a fan on each end. And as the air is being taken in from this side and it goes through here, let's say it's being taken in at like 30 degrees. It's freezing. By the time it goes through and it comes out this side, it's 55 degrees. But that's not all. You're forgetting that the greenhouse is also warming up when the sun is out. So it might not even need to do that because enough sun is coming in to keep in that place. I don't know what the perfect temperature for a greenhouse is. 70 degrees. So it's keeping it and it's locking it in. And he says that in about a year's worth of time, he probably uses about $100 worth of heat, which all that translates to me is that can just be intermittently powered by solar, right? Easy peasy. And I think Adam definitely wants to get propane. So, you know, there can be redundancies. But this guy is growing citrus. He's growing grapefruits. He's growing lemons, limes, oranges. He's growing tropical fruit in the middle of, I forget where he's from, North Dakota, Montana, somewhere where it gets freezing during the winter. My man is there plucking an orange, opening it up, eating that citrus. First of all, do you know how delicious that's going to be? Second of all, now you have citrus during the winter time, which a lot of people lack of, especially vitamin C, all that stuff, vitamin D, obviously when it's, when it's cloudy, you're not getting that much vitamin D. You're getting the health benefits of eating organic, fresh fruit. But do you know how much money you could make by selling fresh, local citrus to a local market during the wintertime? There could be money there. I wish I could find land here in Rhode Island to do that. I would start the Rhode Island Citrus Company or the New England Citrus Company, and I would put rows of those greenhouses down, and then that way we could sell citrus, homegrown native citrus here in Rhode Island during the winter time when it is not in season and where oranges are like $10,000 per orange. It's just it's a lot of, all this stuff is fascinating out there. And I'm running out of time. I'm getting old. I'm getting all these gray hairs. Look at these gray hairs. I'm getting old, guys. Brisket. I promised him some land when he was a puppy. So we got to get on that because I promised him some land that he can run around in. And we're getting closer. Every day we're getting a little closer. All right, guys. I hope everyone has a great day. Day 22 live, 100 lives in 100 days. I'm looking forward to future content of a different nature mixed in with our current content. This has always been kind of a weirdy channel, but I hope that you guys enjoy and you follow the journey. We're still planning on getting another Rugrat next year. It just has to be the right time. It has to be the right size, and it has to be just the right time too. But that's our plan for next year also, is to grab another one of these guys so that he has someone to play with all the time. All right, guys. Hope everyone's doing well. Wait. I use a bread machine. Are bread machines, can you use bread machines for like sourdoughs? Tay said, by the way, while you were playing for... I still have a pair my sister invented that I promised you. What is your email again? Okay, yeah, it sounds good. Actually, let's, Tay, my email is roadiefoodie@gmail.com. Let's see, because I know you wanted to meet Adam too. Let's see if we can plan it all perfectly while he's in town too. And we'll make it happen. We'll make it happen. I sent you my bread recipe. All right, Shanice. Might have to build a greenhouse. You know it. You know it. I don't know what he's staring at. That's so weird. All right, guys, we got to go. Well, we hope you guys have a great night. Be well, eat well, and take care of each other, okay? Ciao. Brisket, you want anything to say? No? You just don't want to get your nails cut anymore?